Hey, a bunch of savages. Hope everything's going well. It is 9:42, and I have a confession to make. Confession for the day. Confession for the day was that I didn't go to the gym. Here in Costa Rica, they have like the week before Easter is like the big celebratory thing. It's like the Holy Week. So the gym closes today, closed today, and it'll be closed right up until Monday. So that means that it is Thursday, and I have kind of like one or two choices. One of two choices, rather. I can not work out till Monday, or I can make it happen. So tomorrow I'm gonna go and make it happen outside, and I'm gonna show you guys. Like I'm gonna film a little bit of a workout, just like an outdoor workout that you can do with some bands and with the skipping rope and stuff like that. And I'll kind of give you guys a little breakdown. It'll kind of be my project for tomorrow. So put together a little home exercise video and just something that you can kind of do in dire circumstances, right? Because I know a lot of you guys, your gym isn't going to be open. The food is good. It's Easter. I know how that is. I get it. The beautiful thing today, and kind of what I've been talking to you guys about, is that even though I didn't get to the gym today, it's not the end of the world because I was really strict with my diet today. Everything was bang on, and overall, I know that because my diet was bang on, because I've been training consistently, it's not going to ruin me. But that being said, I want to make sure I'm getting in my workout. So tomorrow, I am going to go and I am going to put in some work, and I'm going to do it outside, and I'm going to film it, and I might even get the drone going and make it extra fancy because I'm fancy like that, I guess. I'm really not fancy. Anyway, once again, I digress. I want to talk to you guys about a few different things today. Number one, I just wanted to mention this because I'm sure you guys have heard this, and some people are going to know what this is all about, and some people are not. I think you guys have probably heard the term before, net carbs, right? Net carbs. What does net carbs refer to? So, where are these net carbs, and who created them, and how do I get some? Net carbs refers to the amount of active carbohydrates inside of a food. And I know that sounds kind of weird, like I just made it up. And I'd tell you if I did. I promise I didn't. Net carbs. What are net carbs? So carbohydrates come in various forms. One of the forms, of course, is simple. One of them is complex, and dietary fiber as well is another form of carbohydrate. And the beautiful thing about dietary fiber, so when you guys eat vegetables, right? Because despite what a lot of people might think, vegetables have carbohydrates in them. But the beautiful thing about those carbohydrates, the majority of the time, because there's other carbohydrates in vegetables that are not the case, not fibrous, but when you're eating fibrous green veggies, there's a certain amount of fiber in there, which is known as a carbohydrate, and that would go towards your carbohydrate count. But as I said, the beautiful thing about these fibrous carbs is that they do not spike your insulin levels, they do not spike your blood sugar, and your body doesn't actually digest them. Those beautiful fibrous carbohydrates actually go into your body and they're insoluble, which means that they are not digested through the system. And of course, that is the wonderful thing that makes you poop. Without fiber, without fibrous carbs and insoluble carbs, um, you, you might poop, but it wouldn't be pretty. So that's kind of why I have you guys eating a lot of vegetables, and that's why vegetables are absolutely necessary. Certain things, for example, Quest bars, which are a form of protein bar. One of the main things about Quest bar, you pick up the label and you look on the back, and I don't know the exact ratios by heart, but you're going to see net carbs, and I think there's a total of, I'm going to throw out random numbers. There's maybe 22 grams of carbohydrates, and I think maybe 4 of them are net carbs. And that is due to the ingredient that they use to sweeten those, which is a beautiful thing called Vitafiber, by the way. Maybe I'll do a post on using Vitafiber to make your own bars. But Vitafiber is pure fiber that's also extremely sweet, and it's plant-based. So your body takes the 22 grams of carbs, and only 4 of those grams of carbs, or whatever it might be, the ones that are not included in the net fiber count, are not going to affect your blood sugar levels, it's not going to affect your insulin, and it's not going to go towards your storage. Now, this being said, that doesn't mean that they don't count towards your carb count, because they still count towards your carb count and towards your amount of allocated carbs, but they're not used the same way, and they don't have the same propensity for turning into glycogen. And if it's not used up, or it's not stored by the liver, or it's not pushed into the muscles, to be stored as fat. So that's essentially what we talk about when we talk about net carbs. And a lot of the times, if you're having trouble using the facilities, I said it, using the facilities. If you're having trouble using the facilities, it's probably because your fiber isn't up high enough. You absolutely need fiber. And a lot of the time, I refer to certain things as as free foods. I had a brief discussion with Sean Headley there, who asked, is there anything that could be considered free foods? And I typically do consider fibrous vegetables, such as like broccoli, lettuce, kale, that kind of thing, typically a free food. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if you eat too many of these free foods, it's going to have the exact opposite effect of what you might think. It's actually going to bung you up. It's going to cause your body to retain water, and it's going to cause some bloating. So if you do get hungry, there are foods that you can attack, right? Those, of course, are an excellent alternative. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to make sure you're sitting there snacking on broccoli all day, because at the end of the day, your wife, your girlfriend, or your dog, or whatever it might be, is going to hate you, because you're going to be farting a lot. And number two, you're actually going to end up probably retaining more water. You're going to get more bloated, and it's not going to be a good time. So other free foods that I'm like a huge fan of course, Sean is kind of a vegetarian, vegetarian slash kind of vegan. Anyway, what am I trying to say here? Sorry guys, it's been a long day. What I'm trying to say is another form of free food, which wouldn't be appropriate for Sean because it contains gelatin, is sugar-free Jello. That's something I always have kicking around the house, and it's something that I enjoy because it is artificially sweetened, right? And it also, I believe, it has 0 net calories with the sweeteners. Another form of insoluble carbs that you don't necessarily have to count towards your net carb count, and I'm looking for something desperately here, but I can't find it, is a lot of like those sugar-free candies have sugar alcohols, and sugar alcohols is counted on the carb count, but it's not counted as net carbs because they're not processed by the body, and they are eventually disposed of through you know what. Anyway, the flip side to that is that research has shown that excessive use of artificial sweeteners can also help increase the amount of inflammation in your body. And as we spoke about before, inflammation in your body is not a good thing, right? It causes swelling, it stops the healing process, and it's got a bunch of other negative effects, right? So sugar-free Jello is one of them, used in moderation because you don't want to have too many artificial sweeteners. Certain artificial sweeteners, unlike stevia, however, stevia, this is why I'm a huge fan of stevia, do also artificially spike your insulin levels. So your insulin levels spike artificially, and I say artificially because it's being spiked because it perceives these artificial sweeteners to be sugar, and so it can have a similar effect on your insulin levels. And of course, we spoke about that, right? Insulin goes up, insulin comes down, we get hungry, crashes, you know what I mean? Comes back up, ghrelin kicks in down here, and then the cycle continues, and then we're hungry again, and we're all over the place. So artificial sweeteners in moderation. The beautiful thing about stevia, based on the amount of research that I have done and the amount of studies that I read, is that stevia actually has a positive effect on your overall insulin levels. So it can actually reduce your insulin levels. So stevia is kind of like really my go-to with sweeteners. What else? Free foods. Other types of free foods. Sean brought up shirataki noodles, which are absolutely amazing. Shirataki noodles are, I don't even know what they're made out of, but they're kind of like these soft noodle things that have that you find in kind of the Asian section or sometimes in the produce section, and they're phenomenal. You can have those with some chicken, and they really taste like noodles. Like they're disgusting to deal with when you first get them, but when you spend a little bit of time cooking them, they're actually amazing. Send you free foods ideas here for the boys.
Pickles.
Pickles.
Sweet ones, not the sweet ones.
Not the sweet ones.
Sorry.
The thing about pickles is it does have a lot of sodium, so you can expect that. But pickles are kind of to a certain extent, are a guilt-free snack as well.
Cucumbers.
Right? Cucumbers.
Lettuce goes right through you.
Lettuce goes right through you. We spoke about the pooping.
Celery.
Celery is also a really good one as well.
And then the girls have spinach, raw spinach.
Yeah, real spinach, stuff like that.
Raw,
so,
not real.
what's that?
So raw, not real.
Raw.
I assume it's
Raw
real.
spinach. Yeah, it's all real spinach, I hope. So those are kind of some ideas for free foods if you guys are feeling hungry, right? Ice. Ice is a free food. Anyway, okay. So yeah, those are a few things that you guys can kind of do if you find yourself getting hungry. There's a lot of really, really good products on the market that can make your foods and even like your vegetables taste 100 times better. If you go and you grab some Walden Farms, they have some different types of dips. Some of them taste kind of metallic, but some of them are really, really good. As well as, once again, guys, I can't preach it enough. If you have not tried this, you need to try this, especially with the shirataki noodles. Seal Sama teriyaki sauce. Go into Amazon, go into Google, go into your local low-carb grocer, and grab some of that stuff. It is artificially sweetened, but it's freaking phenomenal, man. It makes any dish guilt-free, and it's amazing flavor. It's spelled Seal, S-E-A-L, Sama, S-A-M-A, teriyaki. So just find an online grocer near you guys. Go to Amazon, go wherever, and order yourself some of that stuff because it is going to change your life. I promise you that. So, what else do I want to talk about today? We're coming up on check-in day. It seems like we just did check-ins yesterday. That's probably because I just finished doing them yesterday. We're coming up on check-in day here in a little bit. I know you guys are going to be off. A lot of you guys, if not all of you guys, are going to be celebrating Easter, right? So you probably, like, it's so hard for me because I want to sit here and tell you guys, like, eat like monks. But I also know that, like, you're people and you have lives and you have families, and it's weird if you're, like, eating lettuce and plain chicken at the dinner. So I want to leave you guys just a few ideas for Easter, right? That'll still allow you to do something good. Number one, sweet potatoes are absolutely huge. Sweet potatoes you can't lose with. Just if you wanted to have like a big meal, some sweet potatoes, some roast turkey or some roast chicken, Brussels sprouts, those kind of green things, really can be done really well, and it's actually a really, really healthy, nutritious meal. You don't have to slam down a bunch of gravy, right? I know, like, I'm realistic with this all too, right? I know Easter Sunday is going to be Easter Sunday. Luckily, that is going to be your cheat meal day, so I encourage you guys to go out and have some fun and eat and be merry. But when it comes to planning out your dinners this year, if you are the one who is doing the cooking, just think about your macros a little bit, because maybe you want to have a couple of drinks too. Maybe you want to have a little bit of dessert. And damn it, if we're so strict all the time, we're just constantly killing ourselves. What's the point in doing all this if we can't sit down with our families and have a decent meal? So I want to say that too. Last thing for the night, and this is it. And I'm pointing, so I'm serious. This is my serious finger. I'm an idiot. I don't know where to find this stuff. I'm sorry. Anyway, this thing in the back here, that thing right there. I know it sounds really lame. Get yourself one of those things. That was when Cindy and I moved in together. That was one of the first purchases that we bought together. She said, Cindy's kind of a water snob, and now I've become a water snob too, right? If it's not purified water, I'm not drinking it. And I don't know exactly why. Now I'm kind of hooked on the taste, right? Impurities and tap water sometimes in certain cities can have things in there. And don't get me started on my conspiracy theories, because I won't go there. But I think that what we assume is clean water might not always be clean water, right? You do need fluoride, so make sure you're using fluoride with your toothpaste and going to the dentist and all that kind of thing. And that's one of the negatives of one of these things. But if you have one of these things, and it's a thing that you have at your office, they're about $100 to buy. The water is super cheap. You know what I mean? I mean, you pay like maybe $3 or $4 for a refill for these things. It's always there. It's always cold. Not only that, it's always warm. there's always that little warm button on the side. So when you want to make your oatmeal in the morning, but you don't want to sit there and boil and you don't want to screw around, just get some quick oats or some quick steel cut oats. And then you just slide it over and you fill it up and you put in your stevia and you put in your cinnamon and bam, you're good to go. This is like, if you're going to buy yourself something this year, if you want to splurge, get one of these water things. They're, like I said, you can get them at Walmart for about $100, $120. And the jugs are a little bit of an investment. I think they're like $10 to buy. And then when you bring them back, you just trade them in and it becomes substantially cheaper. But get one of those guys. That will change your life. It'll change the amount of water that you're drinking. And it'll also change your relationship with water. Because you stuff a little bit of ice in a glass and you go over there and you fill it up and maybe you put in a little squeeze of real lemon or a little bit of lime juice and it's just phenomenal. So anyway, once again, 15 minutes in here. If you survived this long in the video, I commend you because I don't know if I could listen to myself for 15 minutes, but you did. I thank you guys for that. You guys are doing awesome. I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud to be working with you guys. And we've got 2 weeks left. Let's just kill this week so you can go and enjoy your Easter dinner with your friends and your family or your dog or whatever you're into, just in peace and feel good about it, right? Balance, man. That's what it's all about. That's all I have for tonight. Keep doing your thing. I'll see you guys soon. And I'm going to film my workout tomorrow outside, and I'll give you a little bit of a kind of breakdown on what you can be doing. I know a lot of you guys are probably dealing with snow. I feel for you, but we have garages, right? We have this kind of thing too. One of the best things that you could ever do for yourself, whether you're a boxer or you're not a boxer, is just go on Kijiji, buy a used bag, buy a set of crappy gloves. You know what I mean? Throw on some loud, weird music, whatever you're into, and just go out in the garage. Just beat the crap out of the bag. It's you don't have to know what you're doing. It's just a beautiful thing to be able to get some frustration out, and it feels really good. And man, it's a really good workout. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. That's high intensity interval training right there, and it's a really good purchase. It's a purchase that I recommend you make for yourself and for your sanity. Once again, you don't have to be a pro boxer, but if you have one of those, take advantage of it because there's no better cardio workout. I talk too much. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great night.